In the midst of Sarah Palin's nearly incoherent rant endorsing Donald Trump the other day, she actually had one little nugget of sanity where liberals can actually agree with her. Now, this may be the first and last time I'll ever agree with Sarah Palin, but credit where credit is due. Listen to exactly what she said on the issue of campaign finance. Quote, "The permanent political class has been doing the bidding of their campaign donor class, and that's why you see that the borders are kept open for them, for their cheap labor that they want to come in. That's why they've been bloating budgets. It's for crony capitalists to be able to suck off of them. It's why we see these lousy trade deals that gut our industry for special interests elsewhere. We need someone new who has the power and is in the position to bust up that establishment." Okay, now that's actually spot on as a macro issue. And even on the undocumented immigration point, it used to be the case that the government would crack down on business owners if they hired undocumented immigrants. And that was something that the left and the right agreed on because it was undercutting wages for American workers. Well, then when money got into politics, the government basically decided, let's not crack down on the business owners anymore because they're the ones that pay their campaign contributions. And then we'll look the other way while they hire anybody for any amount. And oftentimes they hire undocumented immigrants for very low wages. Now, I would obviously disagree with her ultimate solution because she would say just like kick them all out or something along those lines. I say I'm fine with doing border protection. In fact, I'm in favor of border protection. Right now, people are net leaving the U.S., so I don't know how necessary it is. But either way, I'm fine with border protection. But everybody who's here and already here, the way you fix the problem is you grant amnesty, give everybody who's already here citizenship and established. And if they're criminals, I'm fine with deporting. But if they're already here, give them citizenship. And then, you don't have a choice of paying somebody who's undocumented low wages or paying somebody who's an American higher wages. It's everybody's going to get that higher wage anyway, and you can hire whoever you want. So she's a little off on the details specifically there, but the overall point is correct. And the overall point is money in politics is the problem. And I'm actually shocked to hear Sarah Palin elaborate on that because, most of the time when she talks, it's incoherent babble and word salad, and you can't make any sense of it, and what you can make sense of is just Rush Limbaugh talking points. But here we have one area where our out-and-out political enemies are right, and they agree with us. So to show you just how big of a bipartisan consensus this is among the people, quote, a 2015 New York Times poll found that 80% of Republicans believe money has too much influence in political campaigns, and 81% feel the campaign finance system needs either fundamental changes or must be completely rebuilt. A recent survey by Democracy Corps found that 66% of likely Republican voters support a program of public matching funds for small donors. Guys, even a majority of Republicans are in favor of clean elections. The overwhelming majority of Republicans realize that we have a problem in how we finance these campaigns with corporate money and billionaires' money. Look, they don't want George Soros and unions to have political influence on the people who are making the decisions. They just don't. They don't want it any more than people on the left don't want ExxonMobil and Sheldon Adelson and the Koch brothers to have that influence. So we need to come together on this one, man. I don't care what other positions you have. I don't care if you're somebody who's totally against abortion and is socially restrictive and is a weird pseudo-Christian theocrat. I don't give a shit about any of those other issues. You and I can still disagree vehemently on those issues and butt heads on those issues. But if we agree on this one, let's come together on this one. You're not with me on minimum wage. You're not with me on universal health care. You're not with me on all that stuff. Okay, we'll have that fight another day. But first, let's attack the main issue. The main issue being money in politics and the corrupting influence it has, which is why the U.S. is now described by some political scientists who researched this. It was a Princeton study not that long ago. They described us as an oligarchy. They said, no, there is no more constitutional republic and representative democracy. We're just an oligarchy at this point. Well, if that's the case, I'm sure we can find people across the aisle, and the numbers are clear that we can, who agree with us to try to tackle this problem and fix it. And the way to fix it is to get clean elections. Don't go through Congress, because Congress is already too corrupt. They're never going to do the right thing on this. So we do a constitutional convention, we go state by state, and we get a constitutional amendment that mandates clean elections by law. Again, nothing else. We're not going to agree on anything else, or we're not going to amend the Constitution in any other way, but just add this amendment. Just add an amendment that says we're doing clean elections, public financing of elections by law. Therefore, the politicians, right-wing and left-wing, are more likely to represent the people than right now the special interests and the lobbyists who are paying them, and they're running their campaigns and effectively making their decisions for them when legislation comes up that benefits them and screws us over. So let's come together and do this. For those of you who don't know, there's a whole bunch of different ways to attack this. We've spoken about them before. Represent.us is one way. People are trying to do it at a state, like literally in state politics to get campaign financing laws at the state level. People are going about it that way. People are going about it by trying to create their own people PACs and raising money from the people and basically having a super PAC for the people that also bribes politicians, but for the people. That's another way people are trying to attack this. Then you have Move to Amend and you have Wolf PAC. These are the constitutional pushes where we're trying to get a constitutional amendment. As you guys know, I'm part of TYT Network, and they're working hard for the Wolf PAC amendment. So for those of you who want to get involved in this, I fully support that. We've put our money where our mouth is on this too. We've done multiple t-shirt drives and fundraisers where a lot of the money went to Wolf PAC to try to help get money out of politics. So if you're not involved in this fight, you can get involved in this fight. Just go to wolf-pac.com and see how you can help. In some places, they need foot soldiers, or you could just sign the petition, or it doesn't matter how little or how big your contribution is. Either way, if you're fighting for this, you're on the right side of history and you're going to be a hero.